Aloha, beautiful souls. Welcome to A Better World with Adrienne, your home for spiritual leadership, growth, healing tools, insights, magic, delight, play, and truly making your vision for a better world. I'm so grateful to be here with you today. Thank you for pressing play. Thank you for carving out this time to connect with yourself, with me, with this community, with Source Energy. And welcome to an episode that I am super, super excited about. I am diving deep into physical health, holy habits, conscious technology, digital detox, and how this all plays into your creation power. So these topics come up again and again and again with my clients. These come up again and again and again within myself. Every single time I level up, every single time, just it's constant. Like these are bedrocks of your creation power, my creation power, anybody's power to create really lies really deeply in physical health, our habits, and digital detox and using technology in a conscious way. So I'm excited to dive into these topics. I'm excited to share my perspective, some tools, some frameworks, and just jam with you on all of this stuff in a way that you can implement it and use it to expand your life. Before we begin, let us call upon the altar. We have an altar here at A Better World with Adrienne because an altar is how we say thank you in advance to Spirit. Thank you in advance for this transmission, for the opportunity to serve, to connect, to heal, to grow, to make a difference today. On the altar, I have a white unscented candle burning, calling in our healed ancestors and guides and the divine essence of the stars. I have a little third eye chakra shell that my dear friend Marie found on the beach this morning and gave to me. And this represents intuition and the gift of intuition from Mother Earth through this beautiful divine shell. And the gift of friendship is on the altar. I have another third eye crystal on the altar. This is a blue azul crystal. It opens up your inner knowing. So may your inner knowing be present in this transmission. I have 3 roses, Maui roses. I have white, purple, and a hot red, representing white for the purification and the angel energy, purple for the royalty of spirit and the royalty of every single person here who is royal from spirit, and hot red for the fiery passion that lives within all of us, and the heart chakra that burns so bright. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Spirit. May this be a clean channel for a purpose greater than me. And now, no matter where you are, how you're tuning in, whether you're walking on the beach, whether you're driving your car, whether you are skipping down the sidewalk, whether you are sitting in your chair, drinking a cup of tea or coffee, let us take our 3 deep breaths together to connect our minds, bodies, and spirits. Inhale through the nose. Hold at the top. Just hold the energy of the present moment. Exhale out the mouth. This time, inhale through your nose. Feel your feet on Mother Earth. You are grounded, you are supported, you are safe, you are loved, you are worthy. Exhale out the mouth. Shake out your arms, shake out your legs, any extra energy, anything from the day leading up to this point. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Inhale through your nose. All the way up to the top of your head. Open your crown chakra, open your mind, open your spirit, open your brain, open your knowing to new perspectives that can and will change your life. Keep holding it because you can. Exhale out the mouth. If you had your eyes closed, gently blink them open. Welcome to this transmission. I am so excited to dive in with you today. So these topics, physical health, holy habits, digital detox, conscious technology, and how it all builds into your creation power is essential. It is essential. So during COVID, we all got a new lens on the word essential, right? So it was like essential workers only, essential this, essential that. And we really got down to brass tacks about, okay, what's essential in my life? And what so many people realized is that health, our physical health, is something we all take for granted until it's not there. And it's something that I would say most people ignore too much. And it's something that a lot of spiritual people, a lot of mystics ignore because they are so in the energetic field. They are so in the energetic realm. They are so like, I'm a spiritual being having a human experience, and that's very, very, very true. And at the very same time, they don't land into their human life fully because they don't fully land into their human body. They don't honor their physical health in an immaculate way, like as a service to God and their soul and their ability to create. And then people have all sorts of dis-ease in their physical body. So when I say dis-ease, like people talk about disease, there's autoimmune disease, there's all these kinds of diseases, right? But when you break it down, it's dis-ease. It's an inner discord. Like there's not ease in the body, there's not flow in the body, there's dis-ease, there's disharmony. And so physical health, your vitality, and let me know if any of this is ringing any bells. It's like you could have you could have everything in your life figured out, and probably physical health would be like the thing you put on the back burner. It's like the first thing most people abandon or avoid or never get to, right? They'll do all this stuff for their career, they'll do all this stuff for other people, but it's like your physical health. I've noticed that most people put that last. And it's got to be first. Why? Because you are your greatest asset. You are your greatest investment. You are the thing. You are the cherished resource in your life, and your body is your house for your soul. And you only get one. So you got to take care of it. And if you don't have a good house for your soul, it doesn't matter how lit your soul is not going to fully express on the earthly plane. It's so important. It's so important. So your physical health you are the asset. You are the asset. Like before I was able to first, I've always been obsessed with investing in myself and learning and growth. Like I was just raised this way. Like I had private coaches for baseball, or not baseball, for softball. I do understand that I come from a certain life experience where my parents were, first of all, willing, able, and delighted to invest in my growth so deeply. And at the very same time, I know my soul chose that for all these other reasons. So I had a batting and pitching softball coach every week. I had piano lessons every week. I had a horn lesson every week. I had therapy once a week after my car accident in high school. And but like all of this training, and it's just like ever since I was a little girl, it's like I was always in classes, and it's like our inner child is like, oh, we're learning, we're learning, we're learning, we're learning, we're learning. I'm always investing in myself. I'm always investing in like, oh, I want to learn about this, I want to learn about that. And like something that I did in my journey, I mean, before I was investing in high ticket mentors and trainings and all of this business stuff, I never ever would the first thing was always buying good food for me. Buying good food for me. And a huge shift because, as many of you know, listening to this podcast, I struggled with addiction for many, many years. And when I was a little girl, I was obsessed with health. And I was obsessed with health when I was a teenager. I was obsessed with workouts. I was obsessed with nutrition. However, I just totally disregarded the fact that I was poisoning my body with alcohol every single day and drugs. However, I never, ever, ever, once I got out of the throes of addiction, like my first investments were always gym. I will have a gym membership. Like it was never even a question. It's like, yeah, I go to the gym. That's who I am. I'm a healthy person that goes to the gym, and always healthy food. Like I never would look at the price at certain things because it was like, of course I'm buying that. You know what I mean? Because that's how I stay healthy. And it's a very important lesson, I believe, in manifestation and the power of choice, because I never even questioned any of that. So I always had resource for it. I never questioned that I would be able to get avocados, because that was just decided like, hey, this is part of my health. And so I'm really just framing all of this with, you are your greatest investment, and your health is a very, very, very important investment. And too many people put it on the back burner, like way, way, way too many. And your body, my love, is your house for your soul. And raise your hand if you're out there listening and you're like, yep, this is me. Yep, this is me. Yep, this is me. I'll invest in courses. I'll invest in this. I'll invest in that. But, I put my health on the back burner. Or I'm so caught up in all of the psychic realms, all of the mystical realms, all of the energetic realms, that I'm not fully landed in my human body. I'm not taking care of my vehicle. When you come to the deep knowing, and I heard this first said in this specific way by Allison Bird, when you realize that you are a soul who has a human to take care of, your whole life will change. Like I am a soul that has a human, and my human's name is Adrian. And it's my job to take care of her because she's my portal, she's my vessel, she's my vehicle in this life. Okay. And my soul chose this body, chose this astrology, chose this blueprint, chose this human design, because I have a divine assignment here on earth. And if I don't honor my body, I don't honor my divine assignment. If I don't honor my health, I'm not honoring God, my soul, and my divine assignment here on earth. And so you might be like, wow, this is like pretty serious about health. And it's like, yeah, it is serious. It is serious. And it's important, and people don't talk about it. People really don't talk about physical health enough. It's a whole different lens on it, and it's about being vital and being like, this is my vehicle. And the way you physically feel, like if you are groggy, if you are bloated, if you are overweight, if you are underweight, if you are not fully vital, if you're not hydrated, if you're deficient in some kind of what do they call it? The only word that's coming to my mind is vitamin. Um, if you're deficient in something, then you are not running optimally, and all of your creations are automatically not your potential. So for whatever reason, just from a very young age, I knew that being my healthiest was part of my job here on earth. And I don't know if it's just me having all these planets in Virgo, but I was also raised in a farm family where we ate from the earth. It was like we did not have it, like we didn't have like Little Debbie or any kind of processed foods in the house, like at all. If we had sweets, it was cookies that my mom made, or like a pie that my mom made from scratch. It was very, very, very eating from the earth. Now that doesn't mean it was all healthy. Oh no, there was lots of butter, there was lots of corn-fed beef, like there was tons of like mayonnaise and sugar up the yin yang. But compared to the average American household, we ate really, really well. And, movement was a part of it. My dad was a runner my whole childhood. My mom would go for like miles and miles on her bike, miles and miles of swimming. I remember going to the gym and lifting weights when I was like 10, while my mom swam laps. And it's like, and just that movement energy of being outside and being with the land and physical work and all of these things, is like, it's part of your vitality. And your vitality, my love, is so important. So I really hope this episode is a reminder, a wake-up call, and a new perspective of like, you will never reach your full potential without your vitality. Because let me ask you a question. The last time when you were sick, how much did you get done? Or the last time you had a health, something come up with your health, it kind of put the brakes on your whole life, right? Especially if it was something big. So if you put this on the back burner, if you keep fluffing it off, if you keep putting it away, first of all, you're not loving yourself. You're not loving yourself fully. Because to fully love yourself is to cherish yourself. And to cherish yourself is to take good care of yourself. And to take good care of yourself is to honor your physical health. You will never, like, if you're constantly in discord in your body, in some kind of dis-ease in some way, there's healing for you to do. And so this is something that I end up working with every single one of my clients on, because it's like, when I go deep with my clients in one-on-one mentorship, it's a holistic experience. And it's a holistic experience based on their spiritual path, their divine assignment, the vision, the life, the dream, the mission they came here to make, to live, to build, to lead. And physical health always comes up. Why? Because it's part of life, and it's usually the thing on the back burner. It's usually the thing like, oh, and it's usually very vague. Like, I'm trying to work out more. First, delete the word try from your vocabulary permanently, and your whole life will change. You either are doing something or you're not doing it. Okay? Anytime try comes in, it's like perfectionism is there, which is a myth anyways, or you're just trying to like find a back door to not show up. It always shows up because it shows up in a vague way, and it shows up as something they've said they wanted to change for years that they haven't yet. So this is something that I work on, and we create a system and we go into their habits. But two places you can look for specific codes in your astrology that reveal ways that you can work with and honor your physical health are, look at your rising sign. The rising sign is literally the cells of your body. So my rising sign is Taurus rising. Okay, this is fixed earth. It's consistent, it's sustainability, it's connection to Mother Earth. It is the long game, it's hard work. So my physical body loves consistency, loves Mother Earth, loves lavish abundance, loves money, wealth, right? Like, I am most glowing and vital when I'm in all of these frequencies consistently, okay? And so your rising sign has special codes for you too here. Now, the other place you can look is your sixth house. Your sixth house is the house of health and wellness and daily habit. So this has very specific codes for you in the way that you will express and truly honor the body, which is the house for your soul. And so if you want to book a one-on-one session with me where we really go deep into all of these things, go to the link in the show notes. You can book either a new client foundation session, which is 30 minutes. That's just like an intro. And you can ask one major question. If you wanted your question to be health, we can totally do that. And then I also have my signature session, my 90-minute cosmic cellular creation session, which is astrology, breathwork, and coaching combined. So that's what I'll say about physical health. But the biggest thing is, like, you are your greatest asset. Like, no amount of money in the world matters if you're not healthy. No manifestation matters if you're not healthy. Like, this is something that my dad would say to us growing up, and I come back to it again and again and again. He said, anybody can do something once. True greatness is doing something consistently over the long term and loving who you are as you do it. Key part is loving who you are as you do it. Like, if you're achieving, but you're burning out and you're just putting your health on the floor, none of it matters. None of it matters. I was having this conversation the other day with someone who is wildly successful. He's living off interest at 37, just living off interest, making an impact, and buying all these properties, flipping these homes. And we were having this conversation, and he's like, yeah, but at a certain point, what's it all for? Because you do realize, and I've had this many times in my life, when you reach a certain dream, it's an amazing celebration and it's so wonderful. And it's like, oh my God, is this really my life? And then you realize that you are still you. And what it really comes down to is, like, are you able to fully receive it? Are you able to make a difference with it? Who do you get to share it with? Because it's like, it comes back to that I believe Brian Tracy said this. He's an OG in the personal development space, but he said, if it's lonely at the top, you did it wrong. And the loneliest place in life is to be separated from yourself. And physical health is that. Because if the body's the house for your soul, and your body is chronically hurting, chronically sick, chronically crying out, chronically, I don't want to say broken, but like fractured. I like fractured because it's not like that finality. You will always be separated from your soul because you won't have clear thought. You won't have clear access to spirit. Like, you just won't. That's how it works. So I break it down into 5 categories. There are so many more for physical health. And, like, something you may not know about me is, once upon a time, I was a Beachbody coach back in college. And a Beachbody coach, I helped people with their workouts. Like, I still help my clients write their workouts according to their astrology, according to their human design, and it's so fun. And we make it a game and we make it a system. But I have a history of helping people with their health, like professionally. Like I used to get paid for that. So these are the 5 things I break it down to, and they have to do with just very 3D physical health. Because when we think about a better world, it's like a better world isn't made in the 5D. Like, can we do a lot in the 5D? Can we do a lot with our mind? Can we do a lot in the quantum field? Hell to the fucking yes. But it won't be able to be made real if your body is in disarray. It just won't. So here's the 5 categories: water, movement, nature, nutrition, and the nervous system, baby. You didn't think I was going to leave out the nervous system, did you? So water. Are you drinking enough water? Now, I'm not a doctor, but it's no secret that our bodies are mostly water. I was looking at the ocean today, and I'm recording this on Earth Day, and I was just like, we are the ocean. When you look at the ocean, you're looking at yourself. We're mostly water. Most people are chronically dehydrated. So are you getting enough water? Is your water quality? I had no idea how like low quality water I was drinking in Chicago until I came to Maui. And I was like, oh my God, I feel so different. I feel so much better. And it's like, it's hard to narrow it down to just one variable, but water, are you getting enough? Okay, you must drink way more water. A lot of times people are not hungry, they're actually just dehydrated. So that leads to a lot of overeating, because people are just eating more food when it's like, actually, you just need more water. And by the way, you are the authority on you. I will say that these are probably some of the hardest things for people to change because it's so personal. Food and nutrition. I would say food, nutrition, money, and like healing trauma are like the most confronting personal topics. And that's why, coaching and having a mentor and having someone there with you matters so much, because you're not doing it alone. Especially if these are, lifelong deep grooves, or decades long, or years long. So water is the first one. Movement. Human beings are not supposed to be sitting, staring at screens all day. You got to move your body. So I've been on like, okay, I'm going to do something that I didn't realize when I moved is that how much driving there is on Maui. I was used to walking everywhere in Chicago. I'm like, go to the store, walk, go do this, walk, go do that, walk, unless I was going to like the suburbs, or I was like, oh, I'm going to go to like Target and get all this shit that I don't feel like carrying. But having a car was not necessary in Chicago. It's necessary in Maui, and everything here is like at least 15-20 minute drive. So something that I've been doing is like, hey, you are doing at least a 45-minute walk every morning and night in addition to your normal workout. Okay. So that's something that I've been in, but we're not supposed to be stagnant. We're not supposed to be hovering over screens. We are meant to move and walk. So movement's another part of nature. Nature is deeply, deeply, deeply important to your physical vitality. Getting your bare feet on Mother Earth, getting out in the fresh air. I don't care where you live. When I was a little snow bunny up in Chicago, I was out in the elements every single day. I was rolling around in snow. I was going to the parks. I was going to the water and breaking ice and jumping in. It doesn't matter if you live in a city. That's an excuse. You can get out in nature, and nature is healing. We are nature. We must be with nature. Like, good luck on your spiritual path being disconnected from nature. Like, anytime I'm going through anything that's hard, I look outside and I'm like, holy shit. And I'm looking outside right now as I'm recording. I'm like, literally, how is that even real? Like, I'm looking at the West Maui Mountains, like the Aina, the trees, the flowers, like the clouds, the sun. It's just so amazing. And the other thing too is like when everything's going amazing and you're experiencing miracles, the exact same thing happens. You're like, oh my gosh, how is this real? Like nature is so vital. And people in our, modern age and the age of Aquarius, where all, AI and everything's taking off, like people are really getting away from the organic part of life. And it's actually really dangerous, not only to our mind, not only to our vision and making a better world, but to our physical health. You got to be in nature. Nutrition. You can, like, food is medicine. And most people don't use food as medicine. Food is also fuel. That's how I view food mostly, is that it's fuel. And there have been many times in my life where I have not had health insurance because, first of all, it would take a lot for me to go to a Western doctor at this point. However, I do have respect for that because, when I broke my foot, when was that? 5 years ago. I definitely went to a Western doctor because I'm like, yo, your foot's broken. You need like an MD right now. But I don't really I view food as my medicine and food as my fuel. Now, a lot of people go to food for, they don't go for nutrition. They go for numbing out, they go for an emotional avoidance, they go for just, this is what I've always done. And it doesn't have that nutrition, fuel, medicine vibe. So nutrition is part of your vitality. What you feed yourself is really important, and it's an expression of spirit. And so it's an expression of integrity as well. And if you listen to my episode where it was like the most important cleanse to start today, it was an integrity cleanse. And an integrity cleanse that you can do with yourself is with food. Hey, am I in integrity or out of integrity right now? Am I eating this because I'm bored? Am I eating this because I'm avoiding a feeling? Am I eating this to fuel my body? Am I eating this to nourish my body? Like all of these things are really important. And a powerful way that you can cut through, especially because most of the people listening out there are either generators or manifesting generators. Ask yourself yes or no questions. Am I numbing out with this? Yes or no? Am I avoiding a feeling with this? Yes or no? And then you're going to discover. But it's like, this is like super personal stuff that people don't talk about because it's so personal and activating. And that brings us to the last part of vitality that's really important for your physical health, which is your nervous system. Your nervous system, we talk about this all the time because I am a breathwork facilitator. Your nervous system, which is also known as the subconscious mind, controls 95% of your decisions. And so if your nervous system is holding a bunch of trauma from your life, from your bloodline, you will not be physically healthy in the highest. You just won't. Now, this is coming from someone who I had my nutrition on point. I was, really healthy to the outside observer. Like I am muscular, thin, cheerful, vibrant, like all of those things. I hadn't even tapped my full physical vitality until I started doing breath work. I didn't even touch it because there used to be a heaviness literally on my heart space that I carried every single day that I didn't realize I was carrying because I was so used to it. And I will never forget, there was this amazing breakthrough I had. It was during a breathwork teacher training, and it was the first breathwork journey that I just decided, come hell or high water, I'm not stopping breathing. I'm going to go fast and hard this whole time. And I'm just going to see what happens. I'm just going to see what happens if I just dare to be audacious and I just say, nope, we're not quitting. We're not stopping. We're going this speed the whole time. Boom. And I did it. and I had the craziest tetany of my whole life, which tetany is when your hands get frozen and lobster claws. It's like a sign of a deep, 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 potent nervous system reset. And I will never forget that moment changed my life. I remember going to the store to get a snack after that. And like, I was just walking down the street and like everything was magical and my whole body felt really light. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, everything is so different. Like, what just happened? And what happened was I unlocked a portal of not only my energetic creation power, but my physical health. I had removed the armor of trauma on my heart space, literally in my chest, which is the magnet. Your heart is a magnet. Your heart is an electromagnetic field, and we charge it in breath work. But here's the thing, like, it's just like the body is your house for your soul. If the magnet of your heart is rusted in trauma, you're going to call in trauma because that's what you're magnetizing, and it's going to deteriorate your physical health. But when you blast it open with breath work, you blast open your vitality, you blast open your creation power, you blast open your ability to magnetize the life you love and desire and are so worthy of and are actually destined to create. It's so important. Wow, this is going to be a long episode. Okay, so we covered physical health. Now I'm going to talk about holy habits. Holy habits is a phrase and an idea that I came up with to describe a habit that's not a chore. Okay, because a lot of people consider habits as a drag. They're like, this is a chore, this fucking sucks, I hate this, blah 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 blah. First of all, anything you apply hate to dies, so let's remove that. Let's take that off the table. A habit is just something that you do repeatedly in your life, so much that you're not conscious of it. Okay? It's an unconscious thing you do repeatedly in your life that creates a certain result. Okay? And people get weird about habits. This is again where mystics bolt because they're like, I just want to be free. What about the room for magic? What about this? What about that? And it's like, good luck making magic without having good habits. Good luck making magic without structure. Good luck making habits without or good luck making magic without discipline. Discipline determines your magic. Like that's just ungrounded fantasy. So I brought in this idea of holy habits because it's like holy, it's divine. Like these are habits that are rituals and ceremonies, and it's not a chore, it's devotion. It's not a punishment. It's self-respect. It's self-love. It's self-adoration. It's love for spirit. It's love for life. It's love for your divine assignment. That's the shift into a holy habit. It's not a chore. It's not a punishment. It's a devotion. It's self-love. It's self-respect. And it's devotion to spirit. So you are what you repeatedly do. Excellence is not an act, it's a habit. Aristotle said that. Archilochus said, you do not rise to the level of your expectations, you fall to the level of your training. This is a quote I lived and breathed by as a classical musician, because it's like, once you walk out on that stage to play for an audition, you are not going to rise to playing the piece the way you hope you would play it. You are going to fall to the way you trained playing it. Another way of saying it is like, when you get to the audition, if you haven't played the piece well yet, do not expect to play it well in a high pressure situation. You're going to play it poorly because that's what you've trained so far. Same thing for all of life. People are like, oh, when I get there, I'll rise to the occasion. I'll do this, I'll do that. And it's like, no, you will do what you have habitually done. Because in any kind of situation, especially one with discomfort, you will fall to how you have trained. So you got to make your best your automatic. And this was revealed pretty drastically during COVID, because it was like, I just thank God that I found meditation years and years and years before that, because I was seeing it play out. People that had never spent time with themselves, people that had never gone deep into spirituality, people that had never faced their own patterns and trauma. And it was like, I was actually thriving. Like, it was hard, don't get me wrong. I lived alone in a 500-foot square apartment during a pandemic where there was police on my block being like, yeah, you can't leave. That was challenging, but I meditated. I did yoga, like I did all these things, and I had developed a relationship where I loved me. And this was an example of holy habits. I was already in the habit of loving myself. I was already in the habit of choosing my thoughts. I was already in the habit of, yeah, I wake up and I meditate for 30 minutes every single morning, no questions asked. That's just a habit. That's part of who I am. So your holy habits will hold you through anything, just like God will hold you through anything. However, you're in a human body and you must build your life for greatness, to hold your greatness automatically. And this is something I help so many of my clients with, is habits. And just this, it's a major shift of like, I think people, I got a question recently. We were talking specifically about habits. And I was like, you got to measure it. You got to do this. You got to do that. And I got very, very specific, very strategic, and very systematic. And it scared them a little bit, because they're like, oh my God, well, how do I keep from turning this into an obsession? How do I keep from turning this into like another reason to like hate myself and blah, 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 blah. And I totally get that perspective. And I get why that comes up. And at the very same time, it's like having that unique blend of compassion and standards, which I have a whole podcast episode on that. It's called Where Compassion and Standards Collide. It's a really important listen if you haven't listened to it yet. When you shift it into, this is a holy habit, and this is not a punishment, and this is not a whipping of myself, but hey, this is a fucking devotion to life itself. This is a devotion. This is me cherishing myself. This is me choosing myself. This is me filling my own cup. This is me honoring spirit, honoring God. Like if I'm not honoring myself, I'm not honoring God. I'm not honoring the stars. I'm not honoring the cosmos. I'm not honoring the universe. I'm not honoring source. So holy habits, massive for your ability to create. And all of this is under the umbrella of, this defines your ability to create. This defines your creation power. We all have limitless creation power. However, we all have lived experience and responsibility for how we set up our earthly life and body and mind to access that limitless creation power. Like, I'm going to tell you right now, if someone is extremely unhealthy in their physical body and has habits that hurt them every day, there's no way they're going to access their creation power. Absolutely no way. And that's not my opinion. That's just like fact of life. And so we get to take this as information of like, okay, I'm a human and I came here to do my best, to be my best. I came here to take care of my body, my vehicle, and I came here to have amazing habits that make my greatness automatic, that make it so possible to be held in my magnificence and my potential. And the final thing I want to say about holy habits is, everything in your life is a reflection of your habits from the past. So your bank account today is a reflection of the habits you've had leading up till now. Your body today is a reflection of the habits you've had leading up till now. And I'm not saying that things don't happen in life that knock things off course. They do. However, your habits will hold you through those. Your habits will hold you through those, okay? Um, I've recently been sharing more about like, hey, my initiations here on Maui, and there's a bigger, deeper share that's coming down the pipeline. I have no idea when that will happen, but I will say my habits have held me through some shit, and they're still holding me. There would be, there would be Adrian in a puddle on the floor without my habits. So it's all a reflection of the past. And it's like I was talking about in last week's deep dive, where it's like manifesting by memory. Like your whole life starts to feel like a memory because you visualize it so many times. And it's like your habits create your future. So your current day today is a reflection of your past. So your 2024 is a reflection of everything you did in 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023. And guess what? Your 2027 is going to be a reflection of what you do now. Tony Robbins said people overestimate what they can do in a year and underestimate what they can do in 3. This is all a result of your habits. Okay, switching gears, digital detox. Digital detox. This is its own category because it's so important. This is so deeply, deeply important to your creation power, to your health, to your habit. And I just want to define digital detox from my perspective. So if you don't know this about me, I'm a digital detox evangelist. Okay. Once I got a hold of having a divine relationship with me and loving myself and all of that, and then I started a business and I was getting all this rhetoric of like, you have to post 3 times a day, 7 days a week, or you don't even care about your dream, let alone have you started building it. And it was this whole thing. And I was like, I literally just found the present moment. I literally just found mindfulness. I just found me. There's no fucking way I'm giving this up. There's no way I'm giving this up because someone tells me I got to be on social media all day, every day. And so I started something called Sacred Saturday, where every single Saturday I don't do social media for at least 24 hours. I turn my phone off most Saturdays and I teleport to the 90s and I just enjoy the present moment and don't look at screens and have an amazing time doing whatever the fuck I want outside, meeting up with friends. I might be inside cleaning my house. I'm just literally doing whatever I want away from tech. Okay. And I am an evangelist for this. What does an evangelist do? They go and try and convert people. And that's what I do because I don't try, by the way. I convert people. I convert people to this because it's so important for you to stay connected to yourself, connected to spirit. And digital detox, I looked up what detox means. And to me, digital detox is a way of life. It's not like something you do, it's something you are. It's a way of being, it's a lifestyle choice. That is a conscious engagement with technology where you are in power, baby, where you stay in power and you are not controlled by the scroll. So to detox is to abstain from something, is to abstain from or rid the body of toxic or unhealthy substances. I'm going to say that again. Detox is to abstain from or rid the body of toxic or unhealthy substances. So it's abstaining, it's ridding and abstaining from the toxicity and the unhealthy substance of social media, the smartphone, the notification. It's like, talk about the vitality of the nervous system. The phone puts you in chronic fight or flight, every notification. And then you feel like it's life or death. I got to respond right now. We're in this age of where people expect an immediate response. Like someone texted me the other day, like, I didn't respond for a couple days, and they're like, um, "Hey, I thought we had fun. I haven't heard from you, like, blah, blah, blah." And I was just like, people just expect this immediate knee-jerk response, and I refuse to participate in it. And I invite you to refuse to participate in it too. Do you remember, and depending on how old you are, you may not remember this. Do you remember when we had like a landline and people would call us and we wouldn't be home? And we would just call them back when we got the message, when we had time, and when we felt like it. Wasn't that a great life? And now we have this immediate. It is taking you out of the present. It's taking you out of your connection to yourself, your connection to spirit, and it's not good. It's not good. Literally, the nervous system is being leveraged against us to keep scrolling and programming us to forget our own power, to fear our own power, to numb out. It's these dopamine hits again and again and again and again and again. And what does this have to do with? This has everything to do with mental health. You know, something that I do is like, if I feel off, one of the first things I think about is like, have I been scrolling too much today? And then I turn off my phone. And it's like I turn off my phone, go outside, everything's better within like 30 minutes. But you must take command of your life and live a digital detox life and really take responsibility and knowing that, yes, the phone is toxic. It's a toxic substance that you must rid your body of and you must abstain from. And it's not about like, oh, I'm going to go live under a rock and not be part of like the age of Aquarius and the internet. It's like I have an online business. That's people ask me, they're like, how do you do a digital detox every single week with an online business? I'm like, that's why it's more important for me. That's why it's more important for me. If you're someone who does online business, it's more important for you because you spend most of your life and most of your day with the screen. You're not out there doing in-person work, you know? So it's vital. It's so important. And so now I want to just tie this all up with a neat bow of this all ties into your creation power, like your physical health, your holy habits, your digital detox literally defines your creation power, your ability to create, your ability to manifest, your ability to build, your ability to reach your potential. And so a few just like final thoughts I want to share. No clarity, no change. No clarity, no change. And all of these things create clarity. Your physical health creates clarity in your mind, body, spirit. Your holy habits create clarity for the person you choose to be, even on your worst day. Your digital detox creates clarity for you to hear yourself, for you to know yourself, for you to know spirit, God, source energy, the stars. None of the change can't happen without clarity. And it's not like, oh, I need clarity on like every single tiny piece of my, how-to steps, but it's like you must have clarity on health, habits, and digital detox. Like you must. This is a non-negotiable if you want to reach your potential in this life. And then from there, based on that clarity, you can create massive change. All right. Here's a big one. What you consume determines what you create. Like, for example, if you're watching like horror movies and doom scrolling all day, you won't create something from joy, something from delight, something from play, something from love, something from abundance. You'll be in that downward spiral of horror and doom. What you consume determines what you create. So this has to do with relationships. This has to do with the media you consume. This even has to do with music. I used to listen to a bunch of rap music when I would work out, and I stopped doing that 3 years ago, because it's literally programming all of us in horrendous things, in like, oh, like men abusing my body is okay. Like all of this is just like, okay. And when you start to understand the power of the subconscious mind, you get really fucking diligent about what you listen to, what you're exposed to. Like anytime I hear an ad, like a TV ad, I just like close my eyes and I'm like, I reject this from entering my body. What you consume determines what you create. The same with what you consume in your body. If you're consuming trash, the output will probably be not good. If you're consuming nourishment, you will share from abundance. All right. And then the final thing is like, your creation power is a creatrix and a spiral up of happiness, joy, and the path of happy. And so I also have a podcast episode called Activate Your Creatrix and the Path of Happy. You came here to create great things for a better world. And these topics, physical health, holy habits, digital detox, it's not sexy. None of this is sexy, but it works and it's important. And these are the things that people struggle with. People really struggle with these things, and it comes down to the nervous system. It comes down to your lived experience. It's not a fault thing. It's like, these are really, really common challenges. And that's why I wanted to do this episode, because I will always be refining and tweaking and up leveling all of these things, but these are things that I have a really, really deep stability and mastery with. My physical health, my habits, my digital detox, and all of this to be my best. Like, it's all in the service of being your best. And the whole point of life is to be your best, do your best, and make a positive impact. That's what I believe the whole point of life is. Do your best, be your best, and make a positive impact on the world. And so none of that is possible. You will never reach your potential. You will never do that if you're not healthy, if you don't have habits that make your greatness automatic, and if you're not in conscious relationship with technology, especially as we advance forward in this. So I loved this episode. I'm so grateful that I did this. I would love to know how this served you. Like, which one hit you the most? Was it the vitality and physical health? Was it the holy habits? Was it the digital detox or the creation power? Let me know. And I want to share some specific ways that you can work with me if this really landed with you. If you're like, oh my gosh, like I need support in this stuff. Like I need help with this. Like this is some of my deepest challenges. I am the mentor for you. Like this is my special sauce, and I cannot wait to share how you can work with me. So first things first, you can book a single session. I would recommend the 90-minute session because we can go really deep. We can do breath work and you can really see what's possible from there. So the other way you can go specifically into these portals is my signature program, 3D Moves. This is an 8-module, 8 breathwork journey course and community where we go into holy habits, digital detox, astral automation, cosmic clearing, magic money. It's like very habits based. It's very physical. It's very 3D. It's the 3D moves. And as a listener of the podcast, you actually have a discount code to the 3D moves, and you can purchase it today. There is pay in full or payment plans, and you can start today. So you can start the modules today. You can start the breathwork journeys today. And there's a whole bunch of Q&As. There's bonus breathworks in there. There's all the things. And finally, the third way that you can go deep in all of this with me is one-on-one mentorship. So if you really want to exponentially increase your physical health, your holy habits, your digital detox, your creation power, having me as your daily mentor is a game changer. Like I am with you daily in Voxer, which Voxer is the walkie-talkie app where I talk back and forth to my clients day in and day out. I help you follow through. We do custom breath work. I'm your personal astrologer. You automatically get access to every program I do. You automatically get access to my membership. Like, this is for you if you want to go deep and create the long lasting custom transformation. Like, can you see what's possible in a single session? Absolutely. And if that's where you are, start there. Can you change your life in 3D moves? Absolutely. And if that's where you want to go, start there. If you want to do the self-led journey, start there. But if you're like, I want custom, real-time, in-depth, one-on-one, long-term transformation that's going to change my life permanently and all these things and do it faster, one-on-one mentorship is for you. So if you are interested in that, go to the show notes and apply. If you have questions about what's correct for you, email me or message me on Instagram. And yeah, here's to being healthy, taking care of our bodies, having amazing holy habits, living a digital detox way of life, and accessing our fullest creation power together as miracles in motion and creators of a better world. I hope this episode served you. Remember how amazing you are. Remember how unique, rare, divine you are. Go out there, make a stranger smile because it's fun, because it charges the whole field, and because it matters. Be the light, be the change, cherish yourself because you are your greatest asset. And I will see you next time on A Better World with Adrienne.